Hey y'all, just to, just to preface this, I consider myself afraid of heights. Now, while I can free fall, like I'm not afraid of roller coasters or anything, 'cause I know I have someone, something hold me, something to catch me, and I will fall. But when when I'm faced with a situation where I'm up even moderately high. I get scared, but just to preface this message, when we're afraid, where do our sense of security come from? Our sense of okay, it's gonna be good, it's gonna be fine. Well, obviously, our sense of our sense of security should come from God, and that may be hard, may be scary, and I understand that. Especially because we can't see God, at least in a physical form. We could certainly see him at work everywhere, but in a physical form, we can't behold him with our eyes. It can get, it can get challenging. But this sense of security gets me thinking about two men in particular. There's thousands in the Bible that you can get, but just two men in particular. David is one of them, and one of them also is someone I talked about a couple weeks ago, but you do not have to watch that message to understand this. The other one, Daniel. In David, you have this boy, and he was I don't know how tall he was, but yes, face it, he was a shrimp. He was not, indeed compared to his brothers, he was considered quite small. He was a young boy. He was tasked with, he was tasked with bringing his, he was tasked with bringing his brother food one day. And then a little background on this. A giant of a man named Goliath had been taunting from Goliath from the Philistine camp has been taunting Israel for 40 days. I mean, uh, taunting them to, okay, bring a champion, bring a challenger, come out to fight me. And whoever wins gets, we will be their slave. It would be it would be easier for a world like that nowadays. But, I digress. So, David comes upon the scene, and it just happened to be one of those 40 days. He hears about, he hears about Goliath. He hears some of the slanderous things that Goliath are saying against the God of Israel and against the children of Israel. And he basically says, okay, who is this man that he would say such things? I will fight him. And all the people, the king included, David actually go to the king to say, okay, I'll fight Goliath. And all these people say, okay, you're not ready, you're not prepared, you're not enough to go out and fight Goliath. But that's not what I want to focus on. That's just your exposition. You'll get David, who from all counts by scripture doesn't have any fear. Doesn't have any fear of facing down Goliath, doesn't have any fear perfectly facing down anybody. And why is that? Because David knows that even if he was afraid, the God of Israel is stronger than whatever he's facing. He's stronger than his fears. And he will make David succeed. He will have David succeed. Not so much for him, although he is a part, but for God to show his glory. For God to show his glory that, hey, I've got Israel back, even when so many men have turned against me, I've still got Israel back. And you're not laying a finger on them today. The second man that makes me think of Daniel, who when he was in Babylon had a decree put out. Well, he didn't have the decree; it was put out on him and the Jews. Basically, the Jews were the only ones who would have a real problem with this law. But in Daniel's case, had a law put out by the king, where the king says, alright, basically, you're gonna pray to me until such time. I mean, I'm basically a god anyway, so you're gonna pray to me and all this stuff, and you'll get in major trouble if you pray to anyone but me. So, as you can imagine, this doesn't sit well with Daniel at all. What Daniel does is he obviously still prays to the God. And thank you. He obviously still prays to the God. And then, as you can imagine, he gets into major trouble for it. He gets thrown to the lion den, he gets thrown to the pit. And what I want to focus on is kind of right here with these two men, kind of one thing with these two individuals. He doesn't seem scared. He wasn't scared and decided to seem to surprise the king. He wasn't scared and decided when he was faced with those giants. The scripture doesn't tell us so. Though I imagine it wouldn't look very impressive if scripture painted these two men as shaking in their boots before the adversaries. But anyway, and this is where I want to camp out in the two individuals, real crux, is the reason they have such courage in the face of adversity, the reason they can face seemingly insurmountable odds, is because they know God is the ultimate security. The people in Daniel's day, and even some of the Jews, I'm willing to bet, put that trust in their own selves by not praying to the God, by submitting to the king. Daniel and David respectively put that trust in God. David, in spite of men bigger, probably tougher than him, who were putting that strength in their own self and their own skill in their own fighting ability, David put his faith and trust in God. Daniel did as well. In spite of some of his brothers and sisters, I'm sure, turning their backs on God, not to say anything about the Jewish culture or anything. I'm just speculating. Scripture doesn't give us right answer on any more of the Jews than that at that time. But just speculation. I understand it can be scary putting your trust in God. Especially when, like I said at the beginning, you can't really see him physically. I mean, you can't really see him physically anyway, that destroy you. But can't really see him, I don't really see him physically. But if nothing else, when your faith, and there's, like I say, there's probably thousands of men and women in scripture with stories similar to these, but they're just the ones that stick out to me the most. Whenever you're faced with any situation that you're fearful in, or that you're fearful in, or that you just don't know what to do, just remember the two individuals, and more than that, remember the two individuals, and remember how God brought them out of that situation. Now, God won't always do that. I'm not saying He'll 100% always do that. For sure, there's been a lot of people with insurmountable faith who ended up dying for that faith. But did you have your security in God? That's the best possible security system you can have. I mean, because He's not going to let you down. Even if your situation looks the most dire it can ever look, God's greater than it. God's greater than your fear. God's greater than maybe your anger, your frustration. God's greater because He is glorious and He is worthy, and He will do whatever it takes, including delivering His people out of fire and out of bad situations, to make that glory known. Guys, I love you. I'm praying for you. I enjoy doing these, y'all. And God bless you, and I'll see you next week.